What's going on, YouTube? So today, WD-40. What are we going to use this for? See all this nastiness? All this glue and rubber and crap. Stuff will not come off. Well, we're gonna get off WD-40 and I'll show you how. So for some of you may not know, I used to detail cars for quite a while and I got pretty good at it too. Had a little business, JM Paint Correction. And since I moved to more tuning and building cars now, I've kind of faded off of that. I'll still do it for like local neighbors and friends and stuff. And I still got a knack for it. I still got all my stuff that I use. And of course I do my own cars, but my own cars have been suffering too because racing and stuff, I just don't really have the time. And it takes a lot of time to detail a car and to get it looking really good. So the Honda has been severely mistreated. The paint's gotten pretty bad. Probably looks really good compared to most cars, but for me, it looks horrible. So the first thing I gotta do is get rid of all the rubber and all the glue, which WD-40 will take care of. And then I'm gonna start detailing because the car is sitting on stands. This car won't take that long to do a really fine paint correction, and then we're gonna seal it with some even quartz sealer, or we'll just do a polymer seal for now. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do there, but we're gonna get the rubber off first. So let me show you how to do that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spray this WD-40 all in there like that, and then I'm just gonna kind of pat it. All right, and I'm gonna soak, these are just my white paper towels. I'm also gonna do this, and do a little bit more. Take my finger and I'll kind of rub it in there. And then I'm just gonna let it kind of soak up and give it some time to loosen up the rubber, okay? And once the rubber starts to, and that glue starts to, the oils in the WD-40 start to break it down, then you just give it a little rub and it starts to come off. You can see there that it's already coming off. So it's a very long process, very tedious, but it does work. It just takes some patience and some time. And then once I get the majority of the rubber off, I can take clay or some type of clay pad and get any of the other stuff off. But you want to get the majority of this crap off. If you just take clay to this right away, it'll rip up the clay and most likely just cause more paint damage than what you started with. So as you can see, it's getting it off really good. So this is all clean now. There that big piece of rubber mark was. All right, so we'll just keep going. All right, so there we go, guys. Looks like a different panel, huh? Yeah, no more rubber. Of course, it's covered with WD-40 right now. So we'll go ahead and move down here. We got some other rubber down here. We're gonna have to get, not as much, but we'll have to get on the other side. But of course, This area is not getting touched. This is just lots of rubber and bumpers messed up from an accident I had beginning of last year. So not gonna mess with that, but we will get the top side area done up here. There's also some, you can see the little spots everywhere on my hardtop. That's all glue, so we'll get all that. The back doesn't have anything. I got some webs glue stuff through here and through the door. And then I got a little bit over here, of course. So we'll get all of that up on the fender. So don't have too much more to go. And then we'll start our paint correction process. All right, so what I'm gonna use, I believe, is I'm gonna use this Mizuno one-step polish 3-in-1. I've used this on a lot of cars as a budget paint correction. It gets off fine swirl marks, but it's not like a two-step process where it'll get out really deep stuff. But my car is not bad. So you can see the very, very fine swirls here and there, but it's not bad. So we're gonna hit it with this guy and see what it does. I'm gonna hit it with a yellow cut pad. And this stuff finishes off super nice. So we're gonna try this. And I use a Flex. I love this guy. This is the 3401 machine. Little mark. And as you can see, it's already flashed to the sealant that it has on it. You just take a microfiber towel, get that wax off. It's bringing back some memories, guys. Haven't done this in a long time. And it is a final finished product, and let me tell you.
Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
It looks and feels awesome. So let's come back in on that. See if we can see. Looks like pretty nice paint there, guys. Pretty nice stuff. Looks good, and I'm telling you, that's all the car is going to need. And then this one step kind of process polish, even if it leaves a little bit behind, the sealants and wax will cover up any bad or any fine swirl scratches. But that looks really good, and I'm not really looking to do like a full two-step paint correction on this car, since I race it a lot. You know, it's not like it's not a show car, even though I joke about it being a show car. But I tell you what, I do respect people that take care of their cars and take care of their paint and their finishes. It just makes the car look so much better when it's racing and sitting. So we're going to continue on this fender and see what she looks like. So here's a close-up of what we got. So this fender looks quite a bit different. All right, so still got a little bit of wax here, I see. Looks really good. So that's the process, guys, of detailing. This is a quick process, of course. So this is a one step. Typically on like a customer car, most cars need two-step correction. So you start with a very coarse buffing pad and very coarse cutting compound. And you get the big scratches, majority stuff out. And then you go back and you get the finer stuff out with finer stuff. So hence the two-step. But my car was C-quartz and already paint corrected when I first got it way back when. And I take decent care of it, so it doesn't really have bad stuff. So I can get away with this kind of one-step correction slash wax. So I'll probably still put some Mazerna polymer sealant on top just for some extra protection. But this is just a quick way to do it, make her pop. And really, I just want to get all the glue and the rubber off the sides just to make it look nice again. So we're gonna continue to do this. I'll do a little show about round when I'm done and see where we're at. So I'll show you guys what I used to use back in the day. So this was my paint correction setup, and just a tripod on an adjustable boom here with a fixture setup. And then these LED, they are super bright. And the reason why I like these so much is that it was very easy to see swirls in the paint. So detailing is all about lighting. So you can see here the difference. Okay, you see all the spider webs and stuff. And then I just did this area. You can also see my, that guy's my light up top, but then the round bulb is the actual LED, and as you can see, it's very, very clear. So yeah, it's all about the lighting, guys. So I went ahead and busted out my old lighting to finish up the car here. I got the hood done, so the hood looks really good. I didn't do the front bumper yet, so I have to do the front bumper, but this side's all finished. And you can see just from my my garage light LED set, super clear. Got this done. I gotta do the side doors yet, so we're gonna get back at this. All right, so here's my top, so you can see the light there. This is the finished area, and as we drag across, you'll start to see the swirls. So swirls, 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 and clean area. You can still see some really light ones because this is just a one stage, and the black is going to show a lot more than color. But if you go down into here where I didn't do it, you can see the massive difference. So really nice for a one stage touch up. All right, so here's the side of the door that's finished. Came out really good. And here's unfinished. So you can see the swirls and scratches. I mean, it's really not much at all, but you can see the difference in after correction. So definitely gonna make her pop some. So we got the front done. We're doing the side of the door and then working our way back. We already got all the rubber off this back here. It was pretty much covered in rubber and sauce. So we're gonna be back to a clean, detailed car again. So I've decided to rewire some of this stuff. So I didn't always used to have my battery back here, and a lot of these power lines are running down underneath the car, and I'm actually connecting them right here to my power. Well, I kind of want to change that. I feel like if I run it directly to the battery back here, oh, that light's brutal. I feel like if I run it to the battery right back in the trunk, that I might get less voltage drop, better supply of volts, and also I can go ahead and ground those fuel pump relays right to the battery as well. So I'm thinking about doing everything right in the back. It's going to clean up some wiring, get wires out of underneath the car, and I might see better supply to my pumps. So I've been wanting to do that for a while too. So I'm taking a break from the detailing, and I'm gonna clean up some wires and redo some relay wiring. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and unbolt here, and then I'm gonna pull the wires underneath the car out to the back, and then we'll wire them up to the front or the back of the battery. All right, so the first wire I officially rerouted was my booster pump ground, this guy here. So I routed it back behind this bar and down nice underneath, and then it comes up and boom. So really nice things about these is they have like extra little ports that you can put wires in to make it look a lot cleaner. So I like that. So that ground's good. We got a mess of wires and a mess of crap. As you can see, that's how I'm gonna mount my relays, nice and tucked back there in the back. That way they're kind of out of the way of the trunk. So when you look back here, you're not gonna see anything but the booster pump. And this will all look clean over here. I'm gonna take the power wires and run them down this, just like I did with this guy, just to make everything look clean back here and not a bunch of wires everywhere. All right, so I got everything that I want done. I got my 2 relays back there. So I didn't trim these down yet. I was just testing to make sure they work, but I'm gonna run the battery power wires nice and back behind here, so you don't really see them. And then I gotta get some new inline fuse guys. I like to run these because if anything happens to this wire and you don't have one of these, you have a nice big fire back here. So I like to run some inlines. I run, 30. These pumps draw a good bit of amperage. They're 525s, and then one of them I run a booster pump to it. Really kicks it up a notch.
Well, power, babe.
So, but anyways, the install looks pretty clean. So when you open the trunk, obviously I'm not gonna have all these. They're all gonna be tucked right here. So it's gonna be a nice clean look back here. Battery bottle, booster pump. So yeah, everything will look good. So once I get the new inline guy, I think I'm gonna put the inlines probably back in there, or I might put it up here. I don't know yet. Probably put it out of the way. So it'll probably be back there somewhere so you don't really see it. If I lose a fuel pump, then that'll be the first thing I check is the fuses, and then the relays, which I actually need to get some of those backup relays. They're big 80 amp relays, and I need to get some backups because that could leave you dead in the water too. So I like to do a little questionnaire. So I always tell you guys, if you guys have comments, go ahead and post them in the comments, and any questions I'll try to get to, and I'll even answer them on YouTube, or I might take some out and go ahead and answer them live on the video. So I had one question from Tyson Kyle 88, and he's asking about why my VTEC is blocked and if I have the locked VTEC and what are the advantages and disadvantages of that. So it is a really big discussion on it through the Honda industry with the VTEC thing. So for you guys, normal cars, street cars and stuff like that, VTEC is great. So Honda came out with VTEC for economy, and it does kind of help with low end power as well, because the lower cam works better in a low RPM range, and then a higher lift and duration cam works better in the higher end. So you get best of both worlds with VTEC with Honda. Reasons for going to a locked, or I'm not a really big fan of the locked pins. My car actually had solid rockers, so it removes the OEM rockers, it removes all the pins and all the moving parts, and it's a solid piece that only rides on the main lobe. And the reason I went that route was less breakage for OEM parts. I have a lot more pressure, a lot more boost, a lot more power.
Well, power, babe.
And I just don't want any weak limits in the top end. So going to a solid aluminum rocker, it also saves a lot of weight for the valve train. So there's a lot of advantages there in a race community. Obviously my low end power sucks being on a bigger cam all the time, but for me, it actually helps me when it comes to spooling it up on a trans brake. So my converter gets pretty tight around 3000 area, and having the bigger lobe down low helps me push more fuel and air into the turbo to get it spooled up. So that also helps me as being an auto car. But 100% guys, if you're a street car, even a turbo car, and you know, you're under that 700-800 mark and you're just a nice street strip kind of car, I would just keep VTEC. I wouldn't spend, you know, all the money on solid rockers or going VTEC killers or whatever. But when it comes to like a race aspect, there's definitely some positives to go into a solid rocker. And for an auto car, big positive is being able to shove more air and more fuel down lower RPM to get on like a trans brake to reach two-step. So also it has a lot to do with, I have better oil pressure now because I blocked those passages off to the VTEC. So now I get better oil delivery to my mains, into the top end, and everything else that doesn't involve the VTEC. So it helps oil pressure, helps oil flow. And also that's another reason why I blocked my oil squirters. Better oil pressure, better oil flow. I don't need squirters. I don't need to cool down my cylinder temps. You know, that's more of a road race thing, a road course where you're high RPM, long durations. Oil squirters can help cool down pistons and cool down cylinder temps, where a drag car, you don't really run into that. You're on it for a couple seconds and then you're off of it and the car cools down. So just a couple little tricks there, and I'd rather have good oil flow and oil pressure to the components that I want versus oil squirters and VTEC and so on and so forth. So I hope that answered your question, and I appreciate the questions and the comments, and I'll try to get to them whenever I can. Check it out. So we finally got our sticker here. I want a big shout out to Matt at TMK for hooking up the new YouTube stickers and the new brand on the car. Looking sick. So we're back out here following weekend. Didn't get the car finished detail wise, so we're gonna go ahead and keep hitting this side of the car. The other side's already done. And then we're gonna go ahead and finish up our wiring for the fuel pump. So we got our little wires down here hooking up to the battery, and we got our inline fuses. So we're gonna go ahead and hook up our inline fuses, and that'll be all done. We'll finish up our detailing today, and we'll be set to go. We got our stickers now from Matt, so they're looking sick. And we're just waiting on turbo. A little update on turbo. Looks like not getting the turbo to the end of the month now. So still gives us enough time, I think, to be ready for the first race. I'm gonna have a video about the races I wanna get to this year, and that's gonna be joined with the sponsorship video that I'm gonna put out here probably this week. Just waiting on a couple more things to button up sponsor-wise, and then I'll be telling you guys who's on board this year and what we're gonna be doing this year. So let's finish up the car, and it's just waiting on the turbo. So, yep. All right, so we got our nice sleek look now. So we got our power wires coming off. There's our relays, our booster pump, coming back to our two relays, and then I ran the wires back behind, and then our two inline fuses are right here, and then they run straight to the battery terminal. So now back of the trunk looks way cleaner. Not a bunch of relays and wires. I'm gonna clean it up back there, zip tie some of that stuff back, get it up off the ground so it'll look nice and clean. All right guys, so this year I decided to add a little bit more to the video end. We got a GoPro 360, and I got it used from a guy, and came with some nice pieces. So yeah, we got the GoPro 360 Max. This is the camera that views all angles, and they're really, really cool for racing because you can put it up on your hood. And with the camera 360, it catches everything. So I can follow the other guy next to me, and should really add a really cool aspect to the videos this year. So I'm gonna have this on top of the car. I have my normal GoPro inside the car, And then, so you'll have interior shots, exterior shots. So add a lot of very cool camera. It's got little protectors on it. I don't know if that's a case. That's the way it comes. I don't know, but I'll mess with it here today. So really excited to try out the new 360 camera this year. Well, that's gonna do it for today. The car's pretty much done. Let's get out there. Hold on, let's boom it out. Check out my sweet boom. Whoa. She's looking good, isn't she? I like it. All right, guys, let me bring it back to here. So yeah, we're pretty much all done today. I'm gonna put a layer of polymer sealant probably on it, but then that's gonna be it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bust out this 360. I wanna play around with the settings and try to figure out how to do it. She's gonna go right up there when I'm racing, get all the action. Pretty much all the action that's behind me. You know how that is. But anyways, thanks guys. Comment, like, and subscribe as always. And if you have any suggestions or you want to see something about the car or anything like that, post them in the comments. I'll check them out. I might make a video about it, or I'll just answer you in the comments. Again, thank you guys again, and we will see you next time.